Hello. Hello, everybody. Hope you are all having a good afternoon. It's still afternoon, kind of, here in the UK when I'm doing this live. Hello, everybody. Hope time. It's worrying that I'm this lack of wordsy. Can't even figure out the word for that. But yeah, it's slightly worrying that I'm doing that when we have about 8 hours worth of national finals tonight. So we have a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do it because Estonia's Estilal final is happening soon. And by the end of tonight, we will have 4 new artists, possibly 4 new songs. Depends what Italy do, whether the winner wants to go to Eurovision, whether they don't. We'll get into that in a bit. We are going to talk about, first and foremost, Moldova, Australia and Serbia, who have all released their Eurovision 2021 songs in the last 48 hours or so. I don't actually know the timestamp on Moldova because that seemed to go on forever. So we have to cover all of those off. Let me know what your thoughts are about those 3 songs as we go along. We've got the live chat if you're watching this live. Let me know down in the comments if you haven't already. And as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe, leave comments, watch other videos, watch my Sanremo 1956 video. I'm going to keep on harping on about that because I'm very proud of it. So do all of those things and just have a good time, hopefully. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are as we go. So let us start. First and foremost, we need to talk about Moldova because they were the latest, they were the first of these 3 that was released. And we'll do it that order this time round. So Moldova sending Natalia Gordienko with Sugar. And it's pop, it's Philip Kirkorov, it's the dream team, it's everything you kind of expect from that stable in a way. It's not very okay, so I guess it's not very original would be the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, you look at the music video, you immediately get those kind of like Katy Perry, California Girls vibes. There is something different. I like sort of the ice cream cones and the cake man face. It's very pop. It's very different to what she was going to enter for 2020. Prison was very much ballad, shouty, I'm going to be dramatic. And this is as far removed from that as I feel you can get. For better or for worse, it's almost too early to tell because I feel there isn't a lot of actual song to Sugar. In terms of lyrics, there isn't really that much. There's a lot, obviously, of the instrumentation and that's where it really seems to come alive. There's a lot of dancing and choreography in the music video. What will that look like on stage? Obviously, you're not going to remove somebody's face and turn it into cake live on stage, I assume. Let's not rule anything out with Kirkorov behind this in the dream team. But yeah, there's an awful lot going on there. I suppose let's also touch on, just very quickly, the selection live stream or whatever that was, the song presentation. It was very self-indulgent and not about Natalia Gordienko. It was very much about the past of Kirkorov and the dream team, which maybe if they had presented it as that, it wouldn't have seemed so egregiously just slightly off. Unfortunately, yeah, it just didn't quite seem right. I suppose I haven't really said how I feel about Sugar, though. I mean, I've said like a lot of things about it and sort of what might happen. My initial gut feeling about it is I enjoy it. I think that it's does what it's going for. It perfectly goes for. It knows its audience. It knows what it's trying to do. But it doesn't go any further. It doesn't have any real heart to it. And I'm not saying that every single Eurovision song has to have heart to it. I'm not saying that you can't just have a bit of cheap, fun pop. I mean, at the end of the day, Fuego, Eleni brought the heart and the fire in the performance, but as a song, there isn't, it's yeah, fire. So let's not say that completely rules out a song as not being great and amazing. But it just feels very... There's just something where it's not grabbing me. And I know a lot of people really, really rate this and really love it. I think they really love that it is, at the end of the day, just fun pop. And that's great. I love fun pop. I think there are better fun pop songs already in the contest, though. I don't think that it's the best form. I think that something like Croatia is a fun pop song. It has a different beat and edge to it, though, which helps set it apart from Moldova right now. The good thing for Moldova is that they're in semi-final 2, and they've sort of avoided the semi-final 1 female pop like milieu that is going on. There's an awful lot of female pop in semi-final 1, and they don't have as much competition for that, it would seem, in semi-final 2. There is a couple of notable exceptions to that, one of which I will be talking about shortly. I think it will probably qualify. There's a lot working in its favour. You know, it's going to have some crazy staging. You know that it is. I think that there will be, they might use a lot of the AR. Obviously, they've got the ice cream cone people. They might do something like that. I think so long as they focus on the strengths and play up the camp kitschness of it, that will serve them well. If they try and, I think the problem with sometimes with the Dream Team is that they try and overthink things. So like Demi, that wasn't great. Scream, Sergei Lazarev, that was completely overwrought. So let's not act like they always bring a winner. But when they do get it right with a Dorados, was Dorados them? I mean, it was obviously Kirkorov, and he knows what they're doing. We know that they can get it right. And I have a feeling that they will do a good enough job to make certain that Moldova makes the final. It does have things working against it. So Romania aren't voting in that semi-final. Italy aren't. Russia aren't, where you would expect, like, you know, the goodwill of knowing that Philip Kirkorov is behind this is sort of, going to help it along. I suppose the other thing that really keeps on playing on me is we keep on talking about it, and the main person that I see people talk about in relation to Moldova is Philip Kirkorov, and we're ignoring the fact that Natalia Gordienko is actually singing this song, and she is the performer. It feels like there's a lot of focus on everything apart from the singer, which isn't great. And, that even came across in that presentation live stream. She wasn't really the focus of it, unfortunately, until towards the end. She did a great medley, very, very entertaining, but it feels very, there's joy, but yet it feels joyless in certain parts, and that's what's causing me an issue as a Eurovision fan. If I'm not a Eurovision fan, am I thinking any of these things? Probably not. I'm probably thinking, that was fun, I liked the instrument, it was fun, sugar, pop, yay, fun, great, and that will see it through to the final, I suspect. But would it be the shock non-qualifier in a way, because it's got such a big team behind it? Moldova, let's face it, like they do tend to qualify a lot, but there tends to be things helping them along. I'm at the end of the day, I do enjoy the song. Do not get me wrong. I like it. I'm just sort of very aware that it's not all perfect for it. And I think people might be expecting a lot of it. I don't know whether or not it will hit all those expectations. We will have to wait and see until the rehearsals and we see exactly what they bring, because they could bring something that is going to wow us all and just blow everything out of the water. This is definitely like one of the ones where the live performance and the craziness around it will definitely help it along, I have a feeling. But like I said, I know a lot of people do already love it. I feel like I might be towards the minority, but I just feel like I've seen this done before. I've seen it done better before, and yeah, as much as I enjoy it in the moment, it doesn't really last in the memory, because also there aren't a lot of lyrics or things. Like, it's got the sugar moment and then there's just a lot of instrumentation either side of it. I'm making this sound a lot more negative than I am about the song, though. I just you have to critique things. You have to say positives and negatives. Not everything is perfect. Anyway, so those were my feelings on Moldova. I went longer than I thought I was going to on that one, actually. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on sugar. Is it sweet for you, or does it give you fillings? I don't know. I'm trying to make a sugar reference. Gone off sugar? Does sugar go off? I don't know. Is it too sweet for you? This is me doing my worst RuPaul like judging impression, apparently. Yeah, let me know in the comments or the live chat, one way or another. I will head over to the live chat, just have a look and see. Yeah. Armenia's withdrawal. I will mention that. Yes, thank you very much for pointing that out, though, because I may have forgotten otherwise. Why was it in Moscow? Because Philip Kirkorov decided that his show wanted to be in Moscow. There is a Russian version of Sugar, though, that I think is better. The bits that I've heard of it, and I wouldn't. Moldova have done this before, where they've changed languages last minute. Why not send it in Russian? Why not? If she's more comfortable singing in Russian as well, I wouldn't be surprised. Just do that. Try something a bit different, and or do a bilingual version. The chorus at the end of the day is just Sugar. You're going to be overwhelming whatever the lyrics are with the staging anyway. So, but yeah, I think it's all Russia based. They're all Russian based artists, I think. So that's probably why it was in Moscow. Yeah, and Elliot says, there's inconsistent points which make it feel like a long 3 minutes. It does. There's a lot of just different changes that go on, and there is a lot happening. Which works, I think, kind of can work in its favour earlier on, but then, yeah, as it goes on, I'm sort of like, there's only so much of that music video that I can watch, and when you listen to it without the music video, it does drag a little bit, but, nobody's going to be watching Eurovision and not watching the performance, I have a feeling. I'm sort of just holding off full judgment on this until we get further. I like it in the moment, but then I just, there are times where you just listen to it without hearing anything else, and it's like, oh, okay, that was Sugar. Oh yeah, I listened to that. That's all I get from it. Other questions. Do you have any thoughts about Russia having a selection on Monday? Hopefully, little bigger there. That's my main thought about that. Russian national finals are weird. The 2012 one was kind of great and also like just bizarre because you had really good acts and then like people that they seemed to bring in off the street, it felt like. And Dima Bilan having a hissy fit when he didn't win in 2012 was quite funny. So yes, that we'll see. But I hope Little Big are in the national final. I hope it's just a national final of Little Big. It's hard to tell, especially with what they're doing on their Instagram. Like, are they trying to wipe? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully Little Big though. Apparently, Arsenim and Natalie Gordienko's Loco from 2006 was a big hit in Greece. Was constantly on the radio during the summer season. Maybe that'll be good. Maybe people will remember her from that song 15 years ago. The Greece are in semi-final too. Maybe it'll work in her favour. We will see. But yeah, I think that there's a voting issue potentially for Moldova coming there. And will juries love it? Greece, actually, yeah, Greece are another one. So, like, in terms of semi-final too, and I was going to do Australia next, but I probably will talk about Serbia now. You've got Latvia, Serbia, Greece, also probably doing female pop. It sounds like Latvia are going to do that. Would be very surprised if. I think Greece have pretty much said it's going to be like something it's going to be a bop, and obviously Serbia are bringing a bop. So let's talk about Serbia. Because once again, they are sending Hurricane. Thankfully, everybody's very happy about that. I feel like they are singing Loco Loco instead of Hasta la Vista for Eurovision 2021, and it's exactly what you would expect from Hurricane. I don't think anybody thought they were going to come out with a ballad. Don't think anybody thought they were going to do something that wasn't up tempo, high tempo. Has a dance, makes you want to get up and dance. It was everything that is in their wheelhouse. They do it great. Why wouldn't they do something like Loco Loco? Perfect. There's a lot that works in their favor. They are all very good vocalists. We know Sanya is Ksenia, Knez's daughter, and I've forgotten the other. I think it begins with an M, but the other member of Hurricanes, they're all very good vocalists. So I have no concerns about them being able to bring it live. They'll have a choreography, they'll have dancers, they'll obviously have backing vocals if they need them, but everything that works for them, they're going to bring. And it feels genuine to them. And I think that will probably come across quite well. I'm not as in love with it. I'm not as in love with it as I am Hasta La Vista, but I preferred Loco Loco the first time I heard it to when I first heard Hasta La Vista. Like, that took a little bit of time to grow on me. I enjoyed this the first time I heard it. It's crazy, and it's a lot, but it works for them. And maybe it's because I have the familiarity with Hurricane now, that's why it feels more natural and I'm able to get into it quicker. I don't think that the chorus is as catchy or earwormy as Hasta La Vista. That's its main concern I kind of have. The chorus is good and it's really strong. I don't think there's a immediate hook to it, though. There is, they say Loco Loco, but, Hasta La Vista, baby, was so powerful and so repetitive in a good way in the song. That worked a lot for it. This one feels a bit more maturely written, but I don't think it doesn't have that grab like Hasta La Vista does. But, they know what they're doing. And I think that they've brought something that they will feel comfortable with that is... I would be very surprised if it doesn't qualify. I think that the issue kind of growing is, where do you put the 3 female pop songs that are in the first half of semi-final 2? It's the same problem you've got with semi-final 1, where there's going to be a lot of, big female voices towards the end of semi-final 1. It's almost the start of semi-final 2 is going to have the exact same thing, where you've got to fit Greece, Moldova, and Serbia in. One of them is probably going to open the show. Do you feel confident in just saying Hurricane? Hurricane are a perfect opener. Obviously, it's not in English, which I don't think should be an issue. We've had non-English language songs opening semi-finals before, but it does feel like they tend to go for an English language opener. So maybe it'll be Moldova. Probably won't be Greece again, because Greece were meant to open the semi-final last year. We'll see. But it feels more likely. I mean, I think they can probably perform in any position and they'll smash it. You like Hurricane, I think, is the main thing. There's something just positive and joyful about them, and it's because it feels true. It doesn't feel like it's being put on, which I do slightly feel a little bit with Moldova. It doesn't feel like a genuine song for Natalia Gordienko. Loco Loco feels genuine to Serbia, or to Hurricane. I love the fact, once again, they are repping native language. I'm always going to love a native language song. I think it's just enjoyable, and I can lose myself a lot more in those 3 minutes, and I can listen to it without having to look at the performance, which I still know that it's going to be good. I think there isn't a huge amount you can say other than it's really good. I think that it'll be a solid qualifier. I don't think anybody is realistically expecting that this is a winner again. At the same, it's the same thing where it's that it's sort of on that Fuego level where I think it's not as strong as Fuego, but it's like, it doesn't have like a big message behind it, but it's enjoyable and it's a strong song. This could, probably be top half maybe in the end, but I don't see it challenging for a win. I can see it doing very well on a televote. I can see some jurors actually really enjoying it. There's a lot that works in Hurricane's favour throughout, I would say. But again, like every time I talk, I feel like I'm saying, oh, it could be top half, because there's so many strong songs. There's so much going on, and they're a group. Does that help them stand apart a little bit compared with the female solo vocalists? Maybe. There's so much though, and there's so many other songs and songs from countries in the Balkan area that could grab points. They might all start fighting with each other. There's a lot of variables, so let's not try and get too far ahead of ourselves and say where they might finish, even though I do that all the time. But yeah, really, really good. Definitely higher up in my rankings at the moment than some of the other pop songs. Yeah, just really, really good. I'm always going to enjoy a bit of Hurricane being Hurricane, I think. And yeah, wish them the best. Good luck, Serbia. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about Loco Loco. Are you Loco Loco for Loco Loco, or does it drive you Loco Loco? Sorry, I will stop doing these terrible they're not even jokes, puns, I don't know. Comparisons. There we go. Yeah. I'm obviously in a really good like my dictionary is running low today, apparently. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat, in the comments about Hurricane. That's all I needed to say. Let us quickly touch on, before we move on to the final song that I'm going to be talking about, let's quickly touch on national finals tonight. Let me know what your feelings are, whether you're excited for any of the ones that are coming up. We've got Estilaul, which I haven't really followed. I've heard Uku Subiste's song. I've heard Yuri Putzman's song, obviously. I think they're probably the top two. I would be surprised if they're not. And who knows from there. I feel for Uku. I feel like, unfortunately he's had to, go through like the entire Estilaul process again, whereas some people have just got, either been sent to a final or whatever. But Yuri, I prefer his song from what I've heard, so he would be my pick, but I'm not really invested in Estilaul. I never really have been. It's never been one that I've really ever followed for some reason. But yeah, let's see. That's the first one. Then we've got Dansk Melodi Grand Prix, which nobody seems that excited for. But I'm hopeful that Emmy Nicolene with Stalig Hair goes through. I've listened to that a lot. It's on my playlist. Then we've got Andre Chansen, Melodifestivalen. I would like Clara Hammerstrom to go through, and Clara Klingenstrom. The problem is I like that and Ramading Dong. The other two duels I'm not as bothered about, to be honest. So, but yeah, hopefully Clara Hammerstrom, because I really like Beta Broken Hearts. And then we've got Festival de Canção. I want Joanna Alegre to go through. I know it's not. I love Joanna Domar. I don't really have too much in on the other ones. Maybe Euclides. I really like that one. That one's pretty good. Sanremo, which I want La Representante de Lista. I know it's not going to happen. I would be very happy with Arisa Aroma Meta. It could be Willy Peyote, which is also a very fun song. Sanremo has been stunningly great, I would say. So many strong songs. And I would say that anybody in that current top 7, top 8, I would be very happy actually going to Eurovision. Maybe not the guy that has a lot of auto-tune in his voice, whose name I forget, Irama. It's good, but there's just something I don't feel from that one. But the other songs, all really, really great. And then there's another one. Festival de Canção. There's another one, I can't remember which one it is. Maybe? Was that 5? That was probably 5. Anyway, a lot of national finals. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, which ones your favourites are for tonight. And I will have a look in the live chat, or let me know in the comments. I mean, it'll be a bit late, maybe, by the time you're watching this. The national finals might have happened, so maybe you can look really smart and predict something in the comments, but it's already happened, and then you'll look like you got all of them right. That could be something you could do. So yes, that's national finals. So let's have a quick look over at Serbia and thoughts on that. A lot of comments actually. So we say Chris Wharton, Moldova will be top 10. They always are with these type of songs. For me personally, it's too much. Moldova, I mean, yeah, they consistently will do well with a good stage performance and just something fun. We saw it with Dorados, we saw it with Sunstroke Project. But they've thrown things at staging before and it's not necessarily worked. I thought Anna U would be, much better than she did, because I thought, people will just care about the staging. So it's not tied up. Somebody like Emmy, I kind of think back to Boom Boom a lot, Armenia 2011, where obviously that didn't make it, but I feel like it's kind of similar. Potentially, where if it opens, does that cause it a problem? But yeah, I would be shocked in a way if Moldova didn't qualify, but equally I can see it not it's a bit one of those where it's going to go one way or another quite dramatically, I feel like. Speaking of Armenia, yes, very sad Armenia can't be at Eurovision 2021. It's not a surprise, unfortunately, given everything that has been happening and is still potentially happening. There is obviously a lot of unrest just with the entire situation, and hopefully they will be back in 2022 and they can keep on smashing it. Well, I say keep on smashing it. Smash it like they used to, because the last few years haven't been great for Armenia Eurovision, unfortunately. So hopefully they can go back to like the 2016 before then period, because Armenia used to be amazing at Eurovision, and you know, the songs that they sent that didn't make it were also very good, but it was just tough for them. Serbia, people saying Ivana is the third member of Hurricane. Many apologies that I forgot her earlier. Loco Loco is a song I want to see a drag queen lip sync to. Yes, that would be maybe RuPaul's Drag Race Balkan edition. We can see a Loco Loco lip sync. That would be quite fun. Hello to everybody that is just joining as well. Seeing people saying hello in the chat. Do you think we've heard the winner? There's in the back of my head, I feel like France do have a chance because there's so much loudness around. I feel like France could be the one that just has a moment and it really just steals the show in the grand final. At the same time, you know, Jendrik, I don't see Germany winning. Don't get me wrong. But he could be a televote winner. I legitimately think that could just destroy the televote. People love it or they hate it, but I think the people that really love it are going to really love that. So that could throw everything out with the televote, and we might end up with somebody that does really well on the jury, ending up like being the winner by finishing first with the jury and then maybe second or third on the televote if we have a runaway televote thing. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. There's so many strong songs. It's so hard to tell. And we've got Russia, we've got Iceland, we've got Malta, we've got I'm not saying I was about to say the UK, but you know, the UK could I'm intrigued to see what the UK does. Switzerland, don't rule out John's Tears because that could be amazing. There's a lot of heavy hitters still to come. And yeah, sometimes taking a year off is great for a country. Ukraine withdrew, Portugal withdrew, and they both won in the year after they withdrew. So maybe Armenia 2022, and then we'll be in Yerevan in 2023. And then a lot of comments about Estonia, Uku, Yuri, Koitumi. Some are saying Sissy as well, and Sanremo is very strong, and Lisa may sneak in there. Yeah, Annalisa, Arisa, they're all in that fight. It could be anybody, I think. That top 8, as much as I love La Representante de Lista, they're 7th at the moment, I think. I don't think they'll have enough televote support to make it through. I would love to be proved wrong, but if they get to that top 3, I will be overjoyed, is what I'll say. Okay, so we've talked about 2 of the songs I was going to talk about, and I realised that I have been going on much longer than I thought. So let us go on to Australia, because I know Australian fans, you are very passionate about Eurovision. We always say that, you know, the Spanish fans and the Romanian fans and Polish fans and like those are passionate and will fight for their song. Australian fans are vicious if you do not like their song sometimes, and it's great. Like, I love that they are bringing so much passion. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, you know, it's amazing. They bring so much passion for something that they are so relatively new to in terms of competing. I know obviously Australia has broadcast Eurovision for years and they've always loved it, but yeah, Australian fans are quite passionate about their entries, which is maybe good or bad for me based on what I'm about to say about Montaigne. I love Montaigne. I think that she's a really great artist. I loved Don't Break Me. It was definitely like one of my why is this so underrated? And people were saying, oh, Australia won't qualify in 2020, and I think that the staging the staging was interesting, the concept they were going to go for. I really thought that it would qualify. I thought it was really, really strong. I thought juries would like it, and I thought just overall there would be enough televote to get it through. Now, Technicolour. So Montaigne is singing Technicolour at Eurovision 2021. Obviously, it's very hyperpop. There is a lot going on, and that is really good if you like that hyperpop sound. And as somebody who is a gay man who lives in London, I'm probably exposed to it more than a lot of other people because a lot of my friends love that kind of sound, and they share a lot of that kind of music, and I know like that's a gross generalization, and I know that it has a lot more reach than that. But just for me, like I know it quite a bit because people talk about it, and obviously I love Rina Sawayama, and she dabbles in it at times. I know Sophie, rest in power, was a huge proponent of that, and I know a lot of people loved Sophie, and still will love Sophie. Obviously, tragedy what happened there, but is it competitive in a wider sense? Are enough people going to hear that and be like, oh, she's really got a really good hyperpop reference in there, she's got a really good hyperpop song? Are they going to think, what is going on? Why is there so much noise? Why is so much happening sonically right now in this song? And that's a concern. I love that Montaigne has taken the risk. I love that she is doing it. I love that she's bringing a different type of song. We've never heard anything really like this at Eurovision, I would say. Definitely, hyperpop has never been there before. We've had other types of... Obviously, we've had other types of pop, but there have been other artists who could have done it, I feel like, and never went that far. But she has decided, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is what I want as my Eurovision vision and my song. Great. And she's going for it. Will it come off? And will it pay off? I just really struggle to see it right now. I think that it's at a real risk, especially with so many other pop songs in of different genres and styles, but there's so much, like I keep saying, female solo vocalists doing pop of some variety in the entire contest, but especially in semi-final one. She's in the first half. There's a lot of other pop later on, and it's just going to really need people to get it and to really fall in love and love it. Now, what I will say is Don't Break Me might have been a little bit more middle of the road, in the sense that I think people would have liked it, and I think some people would have loved it, but a lot of people would be like, oh, that was good, but they wouldn't have reached out to vote for it. What Technicolour is it divisive? Yes, but that's also going to work in its favour. Some people will be like, what is this? Some people are like, what is this? Like, this is amazing, and they're going to vote for it. So that might actually help. We don't know what the staging will be like. We've obviously seen a live performance earlier today when I'm recording this, when she was at the Sydney Mardi Gras, and I will say it wasn't great, but she was singing outdoors. It was the first time she performed it on a pretty tiny stage without LED or anything like that. So, a lot, it felt lacking. It didn't feel like there was enough oomph behind it, which there is in the studio version. But I'm sure that in Rotterdam they'll have got an idea and they'll have worked on that. I think it just wasn't maybe the best place to debut your song live, which is, it's tricky. It's tricky. They need to just fully commit to it, because the song has fully committed. They just need to fully commit in the staging and the performance. And I really hope Montaigne can do that and can bring it. She seems to really believe in the song and she seems to really love it. So I'm sure she will. But I'm just worried, I guess. And I think that, Australia they've never not qualified. They've never not made it. And even when I would say they've had weaker songs, I don't think Isaiah's song was particularly great. I don't think the staging was particularly great. Granted, 2017, you would say was a weaker year. I think that, I don't think you can really deny that. I think 2021 already is better than 2017. And I say this as somebody who has 2017 as one of his favourite contests, and it's my favourite one I ever went to. But I wouldn't say that the song quality was necessarily there across the board. And, I think that only just made it and it got a lot of jury support. Is it going to get a lot of jury support? Maybe some people will be like, will recognize that it is doing something different and they will give it points. It's commercial in a way. I keep on trying to find reasons to be like, oh, it could make it. That's never a great sign, though. You almost want to be finding like potential reasons why a song won't make the final, but when you're having to justify why it would, you're going to you're already thinking this is like 7th through 10th in the list of qualifiers. So that's the issue I have, and I do hope for the Australian fans' sake that it does better, because the more I listen to it, the more I enjoy it. But I will say, the first time I heard it, I was like, "What is this?" And you know, the chorus is catchy. It's probably one of the 3 songs I've reviewed today. It's the one that sticks in my head the most. But I've also listened to it the most. But that's because I kind of have grown to like it more. Initially, the first hearing, there's a lot to process the first time you hear this song, and it's one that requires listening back to it, which isn't great for Eurovision, unfortunately. But Montaigne, I love you. I love your music. I think you're great. I'm really glad that we have Technicolour. But yeah, there's that niggling doubt where I'm like, what is going to happen? And yeah, I hope the best for it. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. Australians in the live chat or in the comments. I mean, if you're probably not awake actually if you're in Australia right now, what I'm just thinking about, because it's probably like 2 or 3 a.m. there. But let me know later on what your thoughts are. Let me know down in the comments. Yeah, I'm hopeful in a way, but I'm also questioning what might happen there. Let's head over to the live chat and just have a look. Something saying Australia 2020 would have qualified. Yeah, I think I would have been upset if it didn't. I think it was probably one where it wouldn't have like been a for dead certain qualifier. I think it probably would have been like 8th or 9th or 10th in the final the semi-final positions. But yeah, I would have been quite gutted if Don't Break Me hadn't made it. But now we have it, and it's just like its own thing. We don't ever have to worry about that, which is wonderful. And also, fair play to Montaigne again, in that she hasn't just come back with the same thing. You know, she's trying something new, and it's great where some artists have managed to come back with the same thing but do a twist on it, which I do think Serbia have done to some degree. And the Roop definitely have managed to do that. The Netherlands are another one where, you know, Django has come back with something wholly different. And actually, the more that I listen to Birth of a New Age, I really like it more. The studio version, so much better than the live performance. Another one where, why would you debut it with a live performance where it doesn't quite deliver the song? That was an odd choice, because the studio and the music video for Birth of a New Age are so good. I'm looking forward to see. I presume we'll get a Technicolour music video, and maybe we'll get some hints about what will happen on stage then. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Montaigne also admitted she wasn't at her best day and was nervous, which I fully get. That is true, and Elliot is right about that. But that is also a concern. As much as like I fully get being nervous and like having to debut your song for the first time. Obviously there's a lot, but she was in front of a entirely receptive home crowd. Like, she was at the gay pride effectively. And it's like, who's gonna love your song more than Australian gays? In the nicest way possible, I mean that. Like, I mean that as a positive. Like, if you're nervous in front of them, what are the nerves gonna be like when you're performing against a potentially empty Rotterdam arena, Ahoy Arena, to millions of people across the world? Like, there's a potential problem there. Hopefully, again, any of those doubts that she had in her mind will be cast aside, and like, now she's done the first performance, it wasn't a disaster. You know, she will grow in confidence with it. Let's hope. If the staging is right for Technicolour, it will do great. Yeah, I think it is going to need some really cool staging. But Australia, you know, we've seen them do it before. Kate Miller-Heidke's staging worked so in her favour. Dami Eames' staging was good. It probably didn't overly help in the end. It's hard to say really with that one. And you know, Guy Sebastian's staging was quite good. So they've got a slightly up and down record, but you know, let's see. And somebody has, Jaden, you said, have you heard Zaina has submitted a song to BTRC? Yes, I would be very surprised if it's not Zaina for Belarus. I'm obviously there's it's hard to talk about Belarus because of everything that has happened with Belarus. I'm incredibly upset for Val, who I think you should be allowed to talk openly and to be, they had every right to not, they had every right to say anything politically charged like that. It wasn't even like they were being politically charged, but, they were fighting for what they believe is right, and I believe is right, to have free democracy. And I'm very annoyed that BTRC decided, oh no, we can't have you now then, because that's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I loved Val, I loved David Na. It was one of my favourites, if not my favourite song of 2020. So yeah, it's going to be tough to talk about Belarus because I'm pissed off, really, about that whole situation. But Zaina, you know what? She's got a career. If she's happy representing Belarus, then fair play to her. Good luck, and we'll wait and see what the song is like. I would be very shocked if they didn't send her, though, because it just feels like an easy choice in a year where they probably could do with an easy choice that will, be fun and entertaining for what it's worth. That got quite deep, didn't it? Quite quickly. Yeah, it is what it is there, and yeah, nothing much you can say. Monica says, I quite like it. It's different, but yes, I can see people not liking it. It's going to hard, especially. It's going to be hard, especially in semi one. Yeah, semi-final one, especially if it is Little Big. And, we don't know what Malta... I always keep on going back to what is Malta, like what's going to happen with Malta, because that could be the one that suddenly turns it. You've got to think it's destiny. Like, you've got to have something amazing for her. And all of my love, I just wish we could have seen what the staging would have been like for that, as well as you've got to think about Effendi and whatever Azerbaijan are going to bring for that. That's going to be a crazy performance. You have a feeling, no matter what the song is, it's going to be a crazy performance. Yeah, it's so open still, but I think if I had to say somebody that could do it, it would be France right now. Lithuania, I really love the Roop. Maybe Discotheque does really well with the jury and then does well enough on a televote. I would be very upset if Lithuania don't get their best ever result though. So that's where I'm at with that. But yes, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about Moldova, Serbia, Australia, anyone really, anybody that we've talked about. And yes, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Right, whenever it is that you're watching this, let's enjoy the national finals coming up tonight and over the next few days. There are so many songs coming out. I don't quite know what I'm going to do in terms of live streams going forward. I probably will have to just start leaving some and come back to them, because the next 10 days or so, there's 2 songs a day or something mad like that. So yeah, I will get to national finals and song reviews as we get to them. But yeah, let's just have a bit of fun. It's Eurovision. It's meant to be fun. It's a song contest. Don't take it too seriously. Let's wait and see. Will the UK reveal their song? That's going to be really fun if they do. And it sounds like James is going to do something up-tempo, and he promises a banger. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that it is something fun and entertaining. There's a lot of potential out there. So anyway, yes, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Stay safe, keep well, and I will catch you all soon. Bye.